Good morning. I must be crazy. I know I'm 1 minute early. Happy Monday. Let's give the ticker a whirl. The countdown. May the countdown begin. Hit it. Good morning. How you doing? Happy Monday. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. I know it's early. For some people, this is the wee hours of the morning. For morning people, this is like maybe 10 o'clock in the morning for them. Well, I'm a little bit somewhere in between today because I woke up literally at 5:35 and went, yikes, you have to get on the air as promised in about a half hour. I just thought I'd start the day nicely with a little bit of hope and a little bit of cheer. I even put the lights on while it was still dark out, my little miniature tree. Christmas decoration, holiday decoration does not have to be fancy. It does not have to be bigly. It's just, like the little things. Just take that minute and look how cute. Oh my gosh. If any of my family is watching, good morning, family. And my friends, good morning, friends and everybody else there in between. But wait, it gets better. You're witnessing a historical moment of time, not hysterical, historical moment in time. Look at this. My first time using my Christmas cup, the one that you saw in the boxes the other night, I actually, isn't it cute? I just love my Christmas mugs. I love holiday mugs, don't you? They're just so festive and so. Watch this, witness this. First sip on a Monday, first time using this mug, it doesn't get better. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's officially Monday morning. Let the coffee, tea, Joe, whatever word you want to call it, let it begin. And we're starting this day off beautifully, and it's going to continue beautifully. Because, first of all, I want to again thank so wonderfully so. Ellen, are you watching? If you're out there watching, how are you? Also, Debbie from the How Debbie Saves channel, if you're watching, how are you? Anybody who did not have an opportunity to view yesterday's live show with Ellen from the Abundant Life on Less channel and Debbie from the How Debbie Saves channel, you have missed a lot. The three of us were just hanging out, shooting the breeze, but getting very important points across in my honest and humble opinion. You may want to look into it. It's just, yesterday's show. Just check into it and continue, as always, to like, share, and consider subscribing to this channel. I seem to have like an issue remembering to ask folks to consider subscribing to my channel, which could be one of the reasons that I have like sort of like a slow growth channel. But guess what? The folks that are here have been loyal and they love the channel. And guess what? I love you back. So there, so there, so there. What's your favorite holiday decoration to check into? We're going to get into the subject at hand in a minute. But is there something that you have at home that when you wake up during the holiday season, you sit and gives you peace? One of my loyal viewers yesterday mentioned that two items. One of them was holiday or Christmas lights, and some other item, a couple of items that she likes to look at and gives her peace. I says, no better word. I mean, I love looking at my blinking tree, which is a nice what this thing, in case you didn't see the holiday decoration show the other night, this was purchased by my other sister, my other sweet sister, years ago. Was gifted. It's a Disney tree. You could see Tinkerbell on the top. How cute. Tinkerbell. But it also plays faded music. And can I tell you something? The original battery sounds are in it because the original batteries are still in it. I haven't had to change this yet. Whoops, did I shut it? Okay. Hope for our future. A little bit of fading, just like the folks we love. We're all fading as each day goes by in a sweet way. I love it. Keep the lights going. It doesn't, you don't have to have a tree the size of 30 Rock Center, Rockefeller Plaza. That little tree gives me joy. This little tree gives me joy. I love ceramic trees. And this one happens to be an ornament, imagine. And it also happens to have an automatic light timer thing that goes on and off. Okay, I'm going to get right to it. But first, this time I'm reversing it. I'm going to say hello to my folks first. Good morning, Granny Moreno. How are you today? Thank you for sharing, hopefully, your first cup or maybe your third cup of Joe or tea or whatever. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. Okay, talking about, it is Money Monday, just to remind. And want to talk about certain banking things that can go awry. For the most part, all is good. But you know what? Like anything in life, buyer beware. And that goes even not necessarily talking about the account, but talking about the people one may deal with. You need to know whom you are with. And this is specifically for people in relationships, not necessarily legally binding marital relationship type thing. Now, I was watching a Judge Judy show like about, I don't know, 15 years ago. Are you shuddering at the thought that I was watching that show? No. So about 15 years back, and I was walking by the TV, and one of the lines that she said just got to me. I just thought it was hilarious, but it's not hilarious. And she said this, and I never forgot it. Judge Judy said on an old Judge Judy show, there was an unmarried couple. They were like arguing, in the situation at the court, and they were fighting over money lost in a joint checking account. And I'll never forget her words. Quote, she goes like this, Judge Judy, "There's nothing romantic about a joint checking account or savings account." And she made that grimace. Well, as it turns out, of course, Judge Judy is correct. It's not really romantic, maybe slightly convenient. So what do I mean by buyer beware? There are no guarantees in life with anything. And sometimes people get caught up with the very early stages of romance. You know that stage when everything is perfect. Even the dopiest things seem sweeter. Do I see Patty? Oh, Life with Granny. Good morning. Like, yeah, Patty's smart. She's sleeping in her area of the world. It's about 3:23. Good morning, Life with Granny T. How are you? Hey, listen, I have to take a sip before I get into this. I'm not discouraging anyone from anything. I'm not giving advice. I'm just telling you an example that I saw on the Judge Judy show years ago that was food for thought for me, for anyone. It's just something to think about. Because guess what? The area of financials is something that you kind of have to approach. If anyone is in any relationship that seems to be going further or faster than they expected to, but you feel, like this relationship is right, people have to have, quote, the talk. And it's not the talk like when you're 12 years old and your mother sits down with you or your dad. Not that talk, okay? You have to have the talk. And sometimes discussing financials could be maybe even worse, more uncomfortable than when your mother is sitting there giving you, well, the talk. Do I need some extra caffeine this morning? I don't know. But anyway, there comes a point in a relationship where people have to talk financials. And this is just an opinion. I don't know. This is my opinion. It's also, oh, Janet told me to do this. Janet's not telling anyone to do anything. But I would suggest that you go into things with your eyes wide open. And there are red flags of people that are entering further in their relationship when it comes to financials. Like if the other person is constantly, evasive, constantly skips the subject, or says things like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I mean, if you get enough, I don't want to talk about it, then you have to be the judge and assess for yourself if that's a suitable situation for you. Now, this is interesting, and I checked this out. I checked this source out, okay, on Google, good old Mr. and Mrs. Google, because I was curious, and the question is this. I know it's early. Get yourself another sip. You may want it. Heavens no, I do. All right. But here's the question. Can opening a joint account possibly affect one's credit score? Can opening a joint account? Good morning, Steve. Do not. Thank you. That's right. Good morning, Steve. This is Steve Young, as you can see. Good morning. Do not get it. Do not get joint checking savings account. Dangerous territory. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Good morning. How you doing? 100% on board, Steve. Okay, can opening a joint account possibly affect your credit score? And the answer is, well, based on what Steve just said and based on my reaction, what do you think the answer is? Yes, if your potential partner or if your partner has financial problems, opening a joint account could affect your credit score, and not necessarily in a good direction, okay? And also, if a line of credit is linked to your account, you will also be responsible, okay? So anybody out there, just like I said, I'm not giving anyone advice, but it doesn't hurt to be educated. We're so blessed today. We live in a world where, like, we could go tap, tap, tap. 2 seconds later, you get the information. When I was young, let me tell you, it wasn't so simple. All right, maybe you found it somewhere else and you probably had to go to a library or ask a trusted friend or relative, and still you didn't get the 100% accuracy, but you would get maybe a sad story, and maybe if you're lucky, or you'd have to make a lot of phone calls. Today, if you're unsure about any subject matter, okay, this is me as a former teacher speaking now. I have to put on my teacher's hat once in a while. The information is there. How many times have we heard when we were kids, you ask a question, many times teachers are saying, look it up. This one, though, I didn't agree with. Like if a child couldn't spell something and the teacher's first response was, well, look it up in the dictionary. I'm like, wait a minute. The kid just said they don't know how to spell something. Where is the logic in saying to the student, look it up in the dictionary? If the kid could understand how it's spelled, how couldn't understand how it is spelled? How can you look it up in the dictionary? Any teacher out there doing that, please refrain from that. It makes you look stupid, and it is stupid. Don't do that. Work it out with the student. Yeah, I could just see some teachers going, oh, boy, that Janet thinks she knows everything. No, I don't. I admit I don't know everything. But I can tell you this, telling the kid to look it up when they can't even figure it out themselves is ridiculous. Encourage them to sound it out, work with them, and then they could arrive at the conclusion. Just saying, who's on board with my theory? Have you ever been told, look up that word? But anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent. Okay, Life with Gritty Tea. Good morning. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, you two are saying hello back and forth. So getting back to this sensitive topic, no one is given any advice. But the one advice I am giving is if you have confusion or when in doubt, don't, is my opinion of anything in life. When in doubt, don't. Okay? That goes even for clothing. How many times have you cleaned out your closet? Like things that you have not worn in seriously, maybe since the Nixon administration, and you're still looking at it going, gee, I don't know, maybe I can get like some use out of it or send it to the Goodwill. Now, if you own something that is that old and you have not as of yet given it to charity or worn it, you need to discard it. And sometimes you just discard things, and it's actually okay. I always say first try to give it away, but do something about it. The same thing goes for putting off important answers to questions. Don't just say, oh, I'm so in love. I don't want to ruin that feeling. Oh, yeah, I understand. You don't want to ruin the romantic feelings. Who doesn't love romantic feelings? Of course. But please do your due diligence when it comes to financials, because that could make your financials or break your financials down the road. Buyer beware. If it smells like a duck, got it? But if you're unsure about anything, look it up. The information is there. We don't live in a blind information society. It is there. We can just tap, tap, tap. The way you look up information about celebrities, which aren't really going to care about if your rent is paid or care about if your credit score goes down the tubes. Do you think celebrities care about your FICO score? Celebrity, are you concerned about my FICO score? I think not. So don't worry so much about the celebrities' information. Look up your own information. Look up the stuff that matters to you. Let me get to comments. Okay, Steve says, and that's our Steve, by the way. If you can't spell it in the way it sounds. Okay, that's true. That's true. And I'm putting up his comment on the banner so you can read the whole comment. I mean, who agrees with what I'm saying here today? And I know it's early, and I know some of you didn't even stumble out of bed, and some of you didn't even have your coffee. But I just felt like this message is like really, really important. Oh, this one is interesting too. Okay. Again, based on my research, tap, tap, tap research. So I'm not just conjuring this up. Can any individual who belongs to a joint account of two or more people withdraw any and all from the account? What's your answer? You think it's yes? Do you think it's no? I'll reiterate the question. Can any individual who belongs to a joint account of two people or more people withdraw any amount, if not the whole thing, from the account? What do you think the answer is? Okay. Life with Granny. Granny, I should have brought my glasses, so excuse my squints. Your daughter gives all of the money to her husband, and there has to ask if she needs something every time I try to talk to her about it. Oh boy, well, that's another show. I like stay out of any answering of questions like that, but you have to, there's that point where you just have to step back as a mom, and you hope and pray for the best once they're kind of married, kind of thing. I know it hurts. I know, you want to jump in sometimes, but this is like my opinion. But yeah, that's a sticky one. That's its own show. That's its own show. Maybe we could talk about it in a non-specific, objective way. This type of question. But I'll pray over the situation. Okay, I'll pray over everybody's situation. Let's take a minute in quiet. In quiet. You could call it prayer. You call it meditation. You could call it best wishes. I don't care the name you call it. Let's all take a minute from this busy world and just reflect. I'll say amen. Okay. Okay, so did anyone come up with the answer to that question? Granny Moreno says she agrees. Aw. Thank you, Granny Moreno, saying I'm spot. Steve says, yes. And I'm going to tap on this banner, Steve. Yes, they can. You have just as much authority knowing that account as the primary going on the account. Granny Moreno says, yes, they can. They can. So while it may seem cozy and sweet or whatever, please, for goodness gracious and everything else in between, know what you're doing. Because, yeah. So here's the answer to, can any individual who belongs to a joint account of two or more people withdraw anything, any amount from the account, including all of the amount? And the short answer is, unfortunate drum roll, yeah, yes, I can. How many people start off in good situations, positive vibes, everything's hunky-dory? My mother used to like to say that expression a lot, hunky-dory. Love you, Mom. Everything's hunky-dory. It seems all good, right? Well, yeah, like everything else seems so good. I'll give you an example of how when you start off in life with people, sometimes you love the way somebody flips their hair. You first meet them. Oh, I love the way they flip their hair. So cute. And at the time, you really do. You really, really love it. Everything that other person does is cute. The way they slurp their coffee is cute. The way they don't pick up after themselves is it's so cute. Okay, but I'm an old lady, so for me, those things aren't cute. Then after a while, that hair flipping's like, then you get into the relationship like, will you please stop flipping your hair? Will you please stop slurping your coffee? These are just, analogies here. But I know I'm right. I've been around the block 62 times. Yep, Granny says, yes, they can withdraw it all. Steve? Oh, okay. Steve's giving some smart information. Not Sarah. I don't say advice. Steve is giving his opinion because we give opinions. Everything we do here is opinion. There's no one on this channel. We do our best. We give our opinions. You take it or leave it, and it's just food for thought. And I know it's early. I know. But the short answer is yes. How many people start off really good in situations and everything's all positive? It seems all good. But what happens if the situation takes a turn for some sort of negative change, for whatever the reason? You have to think twice. Okay. Well, I just want to mention a story that I know of that was factual. Okay. Let's take a minute and look at our Christmas tree. Let's focus on good stuff. I hate being negative. I already have a thumbnail, but if YouTube decides to put that one up, it was maybe beyond 2 seconds. They'll take an image of me with the tree. Yeah, we'll focus on the good stuff, but we have to be realistic as we focus on the good stuff. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to share something that I know of someone that actually happened to a close friend of mine. She is no longer, therefore I'm not using names, protect her identity, but knew her for many, many years. She had shared a, what do you call those? Safety deposit boxes? Safe deposit box? Is it safety or safe? Steve, is it safe deposit box or safety? I always screw that one up. Anyway, either way, I think you guys know what I'm trying to say, okay? And she was in an unmarital relationship with this person, and they shared a joint box, and she put in jewelry, important papers, cash, everything in the beginning. She was hunky-dory. Mom, I love that word, hunky-dory. Just saying. It's sort of like when Hazel Burke says, what's that word that Hazel loves to say? Boy, that's a doozy, Mr. B. So I guess my mother's version was hunky dory. Anyway, getting back to this, um, their relationship was starting to go, a little sour, but not a lot sour. She didn't think much about it. And one day she went to visit her joint safety, whatever you call it, deposit box. Oh, what is it, Steve? Thank you, Steve. Put that banner up and make it official. It's safe deposit box. Um, she went to go check out something in her safe deposit box, and it was gone. Gone. There was only one other person that had legal access to it. If I'm just thinking about my opinion about safe deposit box in general. Maybe it's better, worth an investment in getting one of those strong boxes, where you have to enter a code to get into that only you have access to. So do they still have that kind of box anyway? Probably yes. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So safe deposit box. So, when I heard that story, I felt so bad. I felt so bad because she placed her trust in someone. They're gone too. So she placed her love and her trust in someone. And I'm not saying, I mean, for the most part, hopefully everything works out. But why do you have to have a joint safe deposit box? I don't know. Is there a reason? Maybe there's something I'm overlooking. Why would a person need a joint safe deposit box? I guess in the event something happens to you or something. I don't know. I don't know. It goes back to buyer beware. It goes back to, well, I don't have to go to the library anymore for information. I could tap, tap, tap and get information. To everything, the choice is yours. I just wanted to point out we haven't had like a Money Monday, like specific Money Monday in quite a while. So I decided that I would incorporate it on this morning's live. Now let's move back to a very much lighthearted thing, yesterday's show. How many people were at yesterday's show that are on board right now or saw it on playback? Let me know if you viewed yesterday's show. Yes, they still make them? Okay, okay. Yeah, right, right. I'm telling you, you have to, everybody has to keep their eyes out on what they're doing, all of us. It's not just an older person thing, like, oh, don't listen to that old lady. Sometimes older people, I don't mean to sound like those people that say back in my day. Well, guess what? Now I'm in that generation where I could say, well, back in my day. All this comes from wisdom from getting up and watching the sun go around the earth or the other way around, like for many, many years. Listen, I need more Santa Claus here. We need a little Christmas right this very minute. Have a sip. I'm going to go in 2 minutes. I'm not going to hold anyone up, but I just thought that food for thought, assess your situation. If you're younger, do some research. The information is out there. The choice is yours. And hopefully you make the right choice and hopefully everything is A-okay. That is my prayer. That is my hope. And that is my wish for anyone viewing this, for real and for true. Okay, so Penny, you did see yesterday's show? Cool. Playback? Cool. Oh, good. I'm so glad. And Steve, you saw it on playback. Yeah, Steve, I meant to ask you, you feeling a little better? Everything a little better? Sometimes your ear discomfort could be very, very not fun. We're all wishing the best that you're feeling 100%. A little antibiotic, a little chicken soup, and a few video chats from Jan, right? I hope you feel better for real. Listen, I want to wish everybody an amazing Monday. For those that have not, as of yet, seen yesterday's show, I highly recommend that you do. It is such a wonderful break from, negative information. I'm not talking about important, vital information like the one I just gave you. I think it's important. But certain news stories that it's just like, it's becoming ad nauseum almost. And it's no disrespect to anything, but anything negative information. I can't sit here and give my viewers continuous negative information. One, I don't want to. Two, it's not peaceful. Three, it's just counterproductive to who I am generally as a person. I'm a positive person, but even positive people need to stay informed. So we need balance in our lives. Okay, watch the news for the first 10 minutes. Because can I tell you something? You want the weather, you want the traffic, especially if you're dashing out the door, if you live in a busy city, or if you have a car, you got to drive somewhere. You need to know these vitals before going to work. I get it. But you don't need to be in a place of, oh, I'm going to watch the news 50,000 times a day. If you don't think that that plays on your mind, wrong. It plays on your mind like something fierce. Swap it out. When you're tempted to put on that negative news, go put on those sound of the season channels that people have. Or if you play it on your radio, or if you just have an old video or whatever, or come here on this platform and play all the holiday music you want. Oh, by the way, there are some amazing live streams of holiday decorations, and one of the granddaddies of them all is the channel name. I believe the channel name is Action Kid. Well, he was live streaming last night, as he does. He goes around New York, and he was live streaming from Dyker Heights, Brooklyn. Any person that lives in this area, a local, knows precisely what I am referring. Dyker Heights, Brooklyn. The Christmas displays, the lights, the holiday displays. Focus on that. Yes, stay informed. Don't stay obsessed. Sitting around, well, the governor said this and the mayor said that. This is not the governor mayor show all day, every day, 7 days a week. I'm saying this as a New Yorker. If everything you do is the governor mayor show all day, even the governor or mayor doesn't want that for you. They both would like you to have balance, information and balance. Give yourself permission to enjoy the joy of the season. For example, this was my first cup of joe for the day in my brand new, gorgeous Santa Claus cup. Yeah. I put on the lights. No, it's not Rock Center, but it's my center. I pick up my tree. I like looking at happy stuff. So I'm going to close in a minute. Oh, good. Glad to hear your antibiotic is working. I'm going to reach you in a few. Okay. Yes, Granny Moreno, thank you for agreeing to skip the negative information. Well, listen, I would like to take the time to thank you for your time. When I was doing radio back in the day, I remember saying this. I like to take the time to thank you for your time, or whatever it was. I just kept rattling that off at the end. But I humbly do. I want to take the time to thank you for your time, because your time is a precious gift. It's not just about my time. It's about our time. Because once you lose your time, you don't get it back. Not like money. Money can be lost. You can get money back. You don't get back people. You don't get back time. When you lose them here, you lose them here. You may see people again, and that's my personal belief, yes, in a different manner. That's my belief. But time, you don't get it back. So take this beautiful upcoming day and make the best of it. Why make chicken blank when you could have chicken salad? Got it? All right. Just want to wish everybody an amazing day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Why? Because I really do appreciate what? Your time. Don't forget to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday, December 8th, a very, very special day, a special day in personal faith, and a special day because it was my mom's birthday and is my mom's birthday. So I may do a little tribute to mom with pictures and just a little bit of reflection tomorrow. Wednesday, want to take a little bit of time to talk about free games that you could play online with your family. I had a chat with a close relative about this because she may be contemplating doing that. There are free family activities that you can do virtually online with your loved ones, your friends, and your family. Let's look forward to all that good stuff, okay? And let's not focus on the negative stuff. All right, there you go. Love you all, everybody, and have a great what? Day. Have a great day, everybody, and have a sip of coffee on me. Bye-bye.